Hello dears, today we are going to talk about tuberculosis, right? So let's talk about TB, tuberculosis. As you all know, it is caused by the famous bacteria, Mycobacterium tuberculi. Remember about the staining, microbiology, Ziehl-Neelsen staining we use for them. Remember, they are like acid-fast resistance. We call it as red bacilli. They show acid-fast resistance. If you keep them in acid-fast, they will give you what? Red bacilli. Normally, if a patient, they have like pneumonia not treated, like you gave antibiotic, still not treating, like it can become what? TB in older people, right? Or someone is homeless, traveler. Sure, think about TB. Suspect TB in them. Tuberculosis. No, non-treated pneumonia, it can be TB. Homeless or who are traveling somewhere, it can be what? TB. Now, remember this TB have something called code factor. They have tuberculin. They have sulfatides. All these are the pathological, like virulent factors. These are the things that cause disease in people. What they do, they will go to our lungs, right? They will go to our lungs and they attack our lungs. Normally, right lung have 3 lobes. Normally they attack the middle and lower lobe. They will form here some focus here. We call it as Ghon's focus. If this bacteria, they are affecting the lymph node of the lungs. There is a lymph node in the lungs. We call it as hilum. When they affect the lymph node also, that is affecting the hilum, this Ghon focus become Ghon's complex. And actually, according to pathology, right? This is a type of caseous necrosis. Cheese-like caseous necrosis. Right? They will give you like horseshoe-shaped nuclei. They look like horseshoe-shaped nuclei. And that they have a specific name. Actually here the bacteria, the tuberculi bacteria and macrophage fight and make a granuloma. That granuloma has a name. We call it as Langerhans cell. The granuloma in TB. Middle or lower lobe. If these all things happened in middle or lower lobe, we call it as primary TB. Simply we call it as what? Primary TB. So sure, if someone have primary TB, it means there is one more classification. We call it as what? Secondary. If primary means middle or lower lobe is affected, then same thing will happen, like something called secondary TB. Secondary TB means expect the patients, the persons, like what is affected here, not the middle or lower, exactly the affected part will be the apex. Apex or apical part of the lungs will be affected. Apical part. It was middle and lower in primary and secondary apex. So they will have decreased perfusion. Actually secondary TB you can call it as, it's a type of reactivation. Secondary TB is actually a reactivation. So once again, that's the main important thing we have to know from what? TB. Now, always remember, if someone comes with hemoptysis, coughing of blood, night sweat, and weight loss, cough plus weight loss, you can suspect most probably they will have what? TB. Like these are active symptoms. So like you can directly say, let's go for TB test, right? Like check your blood, we'll find Mycobacterium tuberculi, or we do X-ray or whatever. But the question in the exam mainly is from like someone is like inactive, Or imagine Ashik is traveling next week to US, or I am going to UK, or some, like from India I am traveling to somewhere other country. Of course they will ask me, like, give a test like that prove Ashik is TB negative. Ashik is never having TB. So now I am asymptomatic, I don't have any symptoms of TB, so will I go to doctor? No, he cannot suspect me TB, right? In those cases, or to make sure I don't have immunity or not, we do a test called, you might have heard, tuberculin test or Mantoux test. Mantoux test or PPD. PPD means purified protein derivative test. Purified protein derivative test. Derivative test. So tuberculin test for someone who don't have active symptoms I am talking, right? So what you do here, you will inject this PPD to the patient whom you want to check. If you see PPD is positive, PPD is negative, very easy, I inject tuberculin to a patient. After 48 to delayed hypertension, after 48 to 72 hours, I will check the skin of the patient after 2 days or 3 days. If I see a papule, I will talk about the size of the papule. If there is no papule, that is PPD is what? Negative. It's not about the erythema we are talking, the reddening or something. We have to exactly see there is a papule form. If papule is negative, it means it's never exposed. Never exposed to TB. So you can repeat the test. Like you can repeat the test maybe after 6 months again. Like if you are again suspecting, or you want a TB negative certificate exactly or something, you do this, they are negative, so you never exposed to TB, forget about it. Or if you really want to check it again, you can check after 6 months. If they are positive means you are exposed. Exposed. This exposure can be because someone got vaccine, BCG vaccine, or someone got what? Infected. Again, we are not interested about vaccine. If someone have doubt still, do this person really got from vaccine or from infection? Like you don't have an idea, he got a vaccine or not, right? You can do a gamma interferon assay to prove it. What you do to prove it? A gamma interferon assay. Then you can rule out it. Again, we are interested here about infected person, because of that. So if that is infected, you will go for an X-ray now. You do an X-ray, right? So once again, if the patient is infected, you go for an X-ray. Okay, let's come back. I'm taking you here. The flowchart go like this. So here we got a person of PPD test. He have positive PPD test, and you are suspecting he is infected. So you take an X-ray. X-ray can give you two results. In X-ray, if you see there is no change in X-ray, or if you see a cavity in X-ray, right? Gone complex, gone focus, or you can see this is a cavity lesion, cavernous. Normally, if you see a cavity changes, it is positive, X-ray positive. If negative, he is already exposed somewhere, now he don't have any active symptom. So we call it as latent TB. Latent TB. For latent TB, the best treatment we give is the first line drug, isoniazid acid, plus vitamin B6. You can give for 9 months. 9 months you give. Or you can just give one drug, that is rifampicin for 4 months. You don't have any active infection, right? If X-ray is positive means at least he was he had the infection before, maybe he is treated now, right? We have to see he was treated and he don't have any problem, or is an active. So we do one more test, right? What we do? Yeah, so you already told here this bacteria is what? Acid fast resistance. So we take an acid fast AFB smear, acid fast bacillus smear blood test. If that is positive or that is negative, if it is also negative, they are treated, they don't have any active symptom, it is again latent TB. If that is positive, it means what? Active TB. You know from the lower class, for active TB you use a drug called RIPE normally, or RIP drug. Remember, for active TB you have to treat it, very important. Rifampicin R4, rifampicin. If someone die, you will find RIP, right? Comment. What is the side effect of rifampicin? Remember, red tear, red urine. Red tear, red urine. Then second one, I4 isoniazid acid. Isoniazid acid, they decrease B6 and they will cause you peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy. Then P4 pyrazinamide. You know pyrazinamide, you can have pyrimidine, purine. They increase uric acid. The side effect. More important are side effect in every exam. Gout. E4 ethanbutol. Ethanbutol. You can see here in O4 they will cause you side effect optic neuritis. That means they will cause you color blindness. Red and green. Red, green, color blindness in your eye. Color blindness. Streptomycin is an antibiotic not only for TB, like we use for all the many other infections. Streptomycin, they damage the hair cells in the ear, so they are ototoxic. Streptomycin is what? Ototoxic. They damage the hair cells. Rifampicin, they inhibit transcription, mRNA formation. This is how they act. Isoniazid acid, they inhibit replication. Isoniazid acid is the best drug for focal TB. Some exams will have some lobes only affected with the TB. You give isoniazid acid. Very important, RIP is ripened banana or RIP. You can remember. More than the drug, the side effects are very, very important. So for that is for active TB. I just told you how you analyze. If you give PPD test to a patient, you will the patient to come after 24 to 48 hours, right? Patient must come back to hospital after 48 to 72 hours, delayed 2 to 3 days, right? How you interpret the PPD test, purified protein derivative test, or the Mantoux test? We'll check the size of the papule. If it is more than or equal to 5 mm, I can say, hey, brother or the patient, you got TB, like you are diagnosed with the TB now. If the patient is like not a big size, it's already immunocompromised. If I say immunocompromised, many things must come in your mind, like the patient was HIV patient or AIDS patient, and patient had a transplant, or patient is diabetic, like severely immunocompromised maybe. In diabetes, severe diabetes I am talking, not controlled by insulin, or this undergoing chemotherapy, right? So these are the main things that will be like 5 mm, or the patient who is having close contact with the TB patient, for sure that will be more than enough. Close contact. So first you will check the size. So if the size is more than 5, you can say positive only in these patients or in these people. Then the size must be more than 10 mm. This is seen in like us doctors, like healthcare workers, nurse, healthcare workers, like those who are in prison, like homeless people, or those who are travelers, traveling to endemic area for like India, or someone traveling to somewhere where TB is very common. Or for me and you and all, the teaching person, Dr. Ashik here, who is listening to me, we don't have any symptom, nothing. We are normal people. If I want to, like, if someone want to suspect Ashik have TB, my papule size must be more than or equal to how much? 50 mm, right? Normal. A normal person. A normal person. So that's how you interpret what? The Mantoux test or PPD test or purified protein derivative test. So once again, just a briefing how you manage this. Once again, if a patient is coming with night sweat, right, bad symptoms, hemoptysis, cough, weight loss, these are called bad symptoms. Someone is having these symptoms, suspect them, they are having suspect active TB, you go for X-ray, In the X-ray, if you see the patient is positive, my God, isolate him. He will give the TB to everyone, right? If X-ray is negative, you go for which test? Again, you can go for no need of isolation. If no isolation needed, you again check AFB. Check if AFB is positive, or again AFB is negative, right? If X-ray is negative, like no, you can just say even try the culture. Normally, X-ray negative means it will be around what? Which TB? Like a latent TB. Latent TB. X-ray negative means latent. Then if you are again like have doubt, you can go for a culture again to confirm it. If it is still negative, sure, right? If positive or sure, you have to go for again what? AFB. Then if AFB positive, it is active. And if AFB is negative, it is a latent TB. We already told how to treat this. So once again, if X-ray negative, no need to worry. He is not having TB that is very active or something. It will be a latent TB most probably. Still, if you are having doubt, go for culture. So once again, if someone have just X-ray positive and AFB positive, what is the interpretation? Active TB. Second one, X-ray positive but AFB negative. AFB is negative. It will be Mycobacterium, right? It will be non-tubercular, maybe, sorry, X-ray positive, but AFB will be what? Negative. It means again latent TB. Now, X-ray negative, but AFB positive. That's what I told you. AFB positive here. It means he will have non-tubercular. You know, Mycobacterium tuberculi have lot of other species. Mycobacterium bovis in animals, like Mycobacterium avium, non-tubercular Mycobacterium infection. There is X-ray negative and AFB negative. If X-ray negative and AFB also negative, it's something else, maybe cancer, no TB for sure, no TB. But still, you are a doctor confused, my God, can I say him, you are not having TB at all, you have the best test to confirm. Like if you are still doubting, go for nucleic acid amplification test. There is a type of what? PCR test. Do it and confirm and give him the report. You don't have what? Any TB. So once again, if someone come with active symptom, very easy, like do X-ray, positive, isolate, then I check again. If it is AFB also positive, active, negative, latent. If negative, no isolation, most probably it will be latent. And you check the AFB. If X-ray negative and AFB positive, it can be non-tubercular Mycobacterium, other species. If X-ray AFB also negative, X-ray negative, AFB negative, don't think about even what? TB, right? I hope I briefed clinically how you diagnose a patient who is coming with the TB symptom that is active, or someone who is not coming with any symptoms, PPT test. Thank you.